What's up, guys? We're going to do a trailer reaction for a character that I really know nothing about. Yeah, I know there was a teaser trailer that pretty much just zoomed on his face for like 1 minute. But yeah, this is the actual trailer for Clayface. And I'm a Batman fan. And I know this is more in the horror side of things. At least I think it is. So I thought, you know what? Maybe I'll do a reaction to this. And maybe it's cool because I know nothing about this. But I will try to break it down as best as I can. I might have more questions than answers, and maybe we can like figure it out together. Sure, a lot of you probably know more about the character Clayface than I do. I don't know his backstory. I just know he's a Batman character, maybe a Batman villain. I'm not sure. So, yeah, I kind of like this, though. I like that I'm going in not really knowing anything, right? So, yeah, let's do this. And before I do this, make sure you subscribe to my second channel, Drumdums Xtra. That's where I've been putting most of my reactions lately. I just dropped one for the Crystal Lake TV series. I did that one a few days ago. Just dropped one for this really screwed up looking movie called Other Mommy. I just dropped that one on there. So, yeah, check out the second channel if you haven't for sure. But, yeah, I'll put this one on the main channel just because it's more of a top tier type movie. Comes out in October, I believe. James Gunn really needs a hit because Supergirl bombed royally. And you know, this was made for like $40 million, so I don't know, you know, how important I guess it is that this is a hit, although it definitely is not going to help if it bombs. So yeah, anyway, enough of that. Let's dive into this trailer, okay? So yeah, let me get set up. All right, here we go. Let's get ready. 3, 2, 1, and disco.
Show me. Show me.
Do you realize?
What do you want, Mr. Hagen?
I want my life back.
I know you. You're famous.
The most beautiful face.
It's a tragedy what they did to him. Boo! I'd like to volunteer for human trials.
This isn't cosmetic surgery.
Even if it kills me, I'll be better off than I am now.
Matt! What?
I'm okay.
You okay?
I'm okay. I feel great, actually.
I have no idea what side effects you'll have or how to treat them.
Uh-oh.
Sir, the seatbelt sign is on.
We're in unknown territory.
Oh, that sucks.
What's happening to me?
If you're harboring feelings of anger, you need to let them go.
You want to know how I feel? The people I trusted betrayed me. The justice system failed me. They stole my career, my money, my life. I'm a monster.
I have no idea who you are.
Oh, shit. Okay. So I like to just kind of pick some choice images. This first image looks like it's the aftermath of him. Somebody attacked him. I'm thinking maybe the crime underworld. You know, maybe he did something. He pissed somebody off. Okay, but yeah. And so, is he in a shrink's office? I think he's in like the shrink's office, and he's talking about the you know, his feelings and such. And this would screw up anybody. Yeah, I mean, we've seen these stories about people that were in like fires and whatnot, and you know, like maybe even like really good looking people, and then their face is just completely mangled. So yeah, it's kind of a, it's a sad thing for sure. So I think that's an interesting premise for sure for a movie. So this image right here interests me, where it's almost like he's in disguise. He's in a jacket. It's said in the trailer that he was, a very wealthy man. He's got his own private jet and whatnot. So again, I don't even know the backstory of this character. I don't even know his name. But maybe out of shame, out of humiliation, he goes into hiding. He hasn't had the procedure yet, obviously, from this picture. So he's probably feeling hopeless. Yeah, this image right here shows, maybe from his previous life before the incident. And very handsome guy, got the whole world in front of him. He's young, got all this money. And, I think there's a good lesson here that it doesn't matter how wealthy, how rich you are, the worst can happen. Like John Lennon had a saying, life is what happens when you're busy making other plans, right? And I think that's a good example too, because John Lennon was, one of the most respected musicians in the world. And then he ends up getting killed. So, yeah. I think there's a lot of potential so far with this story. And this trailer does have me really curious about where they can go with it. So, yeah, this image here, you got the criminals, I guess. The crime underworld. They're attacking him when he's in bed. They're going to cut him, cut his face. I'm thinking this is rated R for sure, which I'm glad. I like it when you take a character in the comic book world that, even Batman, you could have a rated R Batman for sure. Just, given the stuff that he gets himself into, a lot of violent criminals and such. Which does make it interesting that Batman and Superman are in the same universe and they occupied the same movie. And maybe that's one reason why I like Batman v Superman so much, is because I like the darker side. What happens when you mix Superman in with this, Gotham crime underworld. I'm guessing this takes place in Gotham. I was thinking to myself too, like, would I even care if Batman doesn't show up in this? Because, he doesn't have to. This is Clayface's movie. But yeah, I think that'd be a nice bonus because Batman fits into this dirty, ugly world. But, if he doesn't, I'd be cool with that, actually. Could we get James Gunn's Batman reveal in this movie? I think that would be a big move, but I think the odds are stacked against this movie for being successful after the disaster of Superman. Sorry, not Superman, Supergirl. Superman didn't perform as well as they told us it did. I don't think this movie's going to do that well, and that's a shame because this could be great. This could be really great, and I don't even know if word of mouth can save it. And I had to freeze frame on this shot of them cutting into his face. So looks like they actually show them cutting into his face. And, it's just a very sensitive area of the body to be cut, getting cut in your face. Oh my God, you definitely feel it. So, you can understand why anybody would try this experiment that isn't or is very risky. I was searching for the right word, but yeah, it's a very risky. But when you are at the end of your rope, and you had to go from being this really good looking guy to now your face is just mangled, of course, he's going to be desperate. And this shot right here with the needle in front of his face. This is a gnarly shot right here. So I'm guessing that after she gave him the injection, he had a reaction from it. He, fell on the ground, and his body is starting to change. His face is starting to change, and he doesn't know what's going to happen, right? This could be it. This could be the end. It could be even worse than it already is. But, of course, his face fixes itself. And he says he feels great, which I'm wondering, does he have like super strength? Does he have some sort of superpower other than his face being able to like mold into whatever? Which is another question too. Can he form his face into other people's face? So that would set him up definitely for being a villain. Then we have the shot on the plane with his eye. Just as far as like creative design, it looks like they're using a lot of CG. I think you kind of have to use a lot of CG in a movie like this. Although I couldn't help but think of like movies like The Fly from the 80s. And, what would a practical approach be for this movie? I think this is a situation where CG actually can be useful, can be helpful. Just opens up more possibilities because having to mold a new like facial form, what have you, just however many you would have to create would be exhausting. So with CG, I think it opens up a lot more possibilities. And just the idea of having to take a pair of scissors and cut your freaking eye. So this is a point where he doesn't really have full control of his powers. I'm guessing as the movie goes along, he probably wouldn't need a pair of scissors. He could probably just form it on his own. I don't know. But this would be a really scary superpower to have at first. This is a shot I have seen even before this trailer where his, the bottom part of his mouth, where his chin is, it's just like hanging. It would suck not having control of something like this. So I think this is definitely a true origin story. A guy with a weird power trying to figure out how to live with it, utilize it, whatever. Here's a shot, and I think I mentioned Hollow Man in the reaction, where his mouth. Also, you can think of like the first Matrix, when Agent Smith, when you're not able to speak, and his mouth is like, it starts like gluing itself shut. So same thing here. Looks sort of like Hollow Man too, though, when he had that like mask on. As I'm looking through this too, I'm looking around to see if there are any kind of like calling cards for Batman, for Gotham, any of that. Is Batman even a thing at this point? This could be pre-Batman, who knows? So there's a shot here. I don't know if she's his girlfriend. I think she's his therapist, but she's a scientist because she's the one that gives him the injection, but somebody's following her. And it could be him that's following her, but he could be, this could be later in the movie when he actually starts figuring out how to actually control his power. And so he's disguised as someone else. And so maybe this is the point where he truly becomes a villain. Of course, here's that shot in the bathtub that we've seen. I think they showed that in the teaser as well, with the hand, and he's like pulling his whole face down. Yeah, there's a shot here with this character's feet. I don't know if that's his feet, but you see this like gray liquid and it's like moving. I don't know if it's like, because of gravity, it's like pouring. I don't know, but that's definitely a big question mark of this trailer. Like, what could that be? Why is it gray? Who knows? So skipping forward, I saw that, we see that it's not him. It is, unless there's some misdirection here in the trailer, which they do that sometimes. A shot where a character punches him and his face just kind of slides back, I'm seeing a lot, there's a quick little run of images here at the end of the trailer. And in these, you can clearly see that he's starting to get darker, starting to get angrier. And the very last shot, he's changed into something. Unless she's not looking at him, maybe she's looking at maybe the main villain of the movie, who knows? But you can't help but draw comparisons to, again, the Fly in this particular scene, because if that is him, then he is fully metamorphed into something of, fully monster-like. So yeah, guys, I'm definitely in. Before I saw the trailer, I could care less. I wasn't like fully invested in this character, but that trailer does bring forth some really interesting ideas. And it looks like they're leaning hard in the horror aspect of it. So again, I'm a horror guy. That's great for me. And wouldn't it be something if this turns out to be like one of the better horror movies of the year that happens to be a DC property? Stranger things have happened. But yeah, I'm totally down for Clayface. The Clayface looks really interesting. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this trailer. Are you excited for it? Does this trailer actually kind of boost your confidence in this movie a little bit? Really curious to see what you guys think in the comments. Again, be sure to subscribe to Drumdums Extra. Been putting a lot of content over there over the past few days. So going to see the new Spider-Man movie on Monday night. I will be getting an out-of-theater reaction for that, provided I'm allowed to. I don't know if there's an embargo rule against out-of-theater reactions for this. I would imagine not. It's Spider-Man. I'm sure the movie's going to be really good. So yeah, look for that on Monday night, and full review to follow after that. So yeah, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day, and on Fridays, Rudy Fever on Fridays. Follow me at Drumdums and on my social, support me on Patreon, become a channel member, buy me coffee. And you guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day, and Drumdum out.